Picture this. Your power goes out in the middle of the night. Total blackout. Nothing works. No lights, no heating, no charged phones. You're fumbling around in the dark, realizing you're completely unprepared. Sound a little too familiar? Here's the blunt truth. You can't just wing it when the power grid fails. You need a plan, you need the right gear, and you need it before the next power outage hits. That's why in today's video, we're breaking down the 17 essential items you absolutely must have for a power outage. This isn't the same tired list of flashlights and canned soups. We're talking real, practical essentials that go beyond the basics. Things that will keep you safe, warm, fed, and connected, even during extended blackouts. And trust me, you'll want to stick around because I'm going to cover a few surprising items that hardly anyone thinks about. These are things that can save you money, prevent headaches, and might even save your life when things go south. No fluff, no nonsense, just the tools and tips you need to be ready for anything. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button to Prepper Pantry. You don't want to miss these life-saving tips to stay ahead of the game when disaster strikes. All right, enough talk, let's get to it. Number 1, flashlights and lanterns. Look, if you've got just one flashlight in your house, you're already losing. Power outages don't just affect one room. They shut down everything. You'll want a flashlight in every major room and one per person in your home. You really think passing around one flashlight is going to cut it? No way. But here's the bigger play. Don't stop at flashlights. Lanterns aren't just nice to have, they're game changers. Flashlights are great for a focused beam when you're finding your way around. But lanterns? They spread light across a whole room and keep your hands free. Cooking? Sorting through supplies? Playing cards while you ride out the outage? Lanterns are the real MVPs. Make sure to grab lanterns that don't just rely on batteries. Get a mix of battery-powered, solar-powered, or even better, hand-crank lanterns that never die. Solar-powered ones charge during the day, while crank models give you power anytime without sweat. Smart move, right? Oh, and batteries? Stock up like your life depends on it. Because it might. Rechargeable flashlights also work, but only if you've charged them ahead of time. Plan now, or don't even bother complaining later when you stumble over the couch for the 5th time. Lighting isn't just about seeing, it's about keeping chaos at bay. Quit sleeping on it. Number 2, portable phone chargers. Your phone is your lifeline in an outage. News updates, emergency alerts, calling family. It all starts with that little icon at the top of your screen. And when your battery dies, yeah, say goodbye to all that. Without a portable phone charger, you're just as useful as a paperweight. Here's the deal. Get yourself a solid portable charger. Not some cheap knockoff that holds one charge and taps out. A high-quality charger will get your phone up and running several times on a single charge. Ideally, you've got more than one ready to go, fully charged, sitting in your emergency kit. Consider it an extension of your phone itself, not a nice-to-have. For longer blackouts, here's where you get savvy. Solar-powered chargers. These things soak up sunlight and keep going. Some even feature a hand crank option, so if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, or days into the outage, you can still power up. Not all heroes wear capes, huh? Do yourself a favor. Buy one now and charge it. A good portable charger can hold power for months. Don't be that person scrambling to find an outlet when the power's already gone. Your phone's not just a convenience, it might save your life. Prep right and you'll stay in the loop even when everything else goes down. Number 3, extra cash on hand. Here's a cold, hard truth. When the power's out, your credit card is as worthless as a piece of plastic. ATMs? Offline. Card readers? Dead. That tap-to-pay convenience? Forget it. Cash is king when blackouts hit, and if you don't have it, you're screwed. Picture this. You need gas for your generator, or food for the family. You roll up to the store, but guess what? No power means no payment terminals. No cash means no way to buy what you need. Brutal, but true. To avoid this nightmare, keep a small stash of cash in your home. Skip the hundreds, though. Mixed bills work best. Bring 10s and 20s so you're not standing there hoping someone can break change for you during an emergency. Most people can't. One more thing. Store it smart. Don't toss it in some random drawer where anyone can find it. Use a safe, or at least a hidden compartment you can access fast. You don't want to be hunting for it while everything is full-blown chaos. Cash might seem old school, but it's your golden ticket during a blackout. Gas, food, supplies. Cash gets it done when nothing else will. If you don't have any sitting around, change that now. Trust me, you'll thank your prepared self later when everyone else is out of options. Number 4, battery-operated radio. I get it. Radios sound like something your grandparents relied on, but here's the truth. When the power's out, modern tech fails fast. Your phone could die. Your Wi-Fi, useless. When the grid is toast, a battery-powered radio might be the only thing keeping you in the loop. Weather alerts, safety information, evacuation orders, all come straight to you. Without it, you're blind and clueless. And listen, you're not just grabbing an old boombox. Emergency radios today are loaded. Battery-operated, solar-powered, and some even have hand cranks. Yeah, that means you can literally crank it to life when you're out of batteries. Many models double as phone chargers and flashlights, so they pack more value into a single device. Don't just wing it. Get one of these life-saving tools now. Here's how you prep smart. Keep fresh batteries on hand, or better yet, test it regularly so you're not fumbling with it when disaster strikes. Aim for one with NHOA weather alerts. That's the gold standard in emergency broadcasting. Picture this scenario. There's a massive storm rolling in, but you've got zero service to figure out what's happening. That radio? Your MVP. Anyone who says radios are outdated just hasn't been in enough emergencies. Don't mess this up. Get one. Number 5. First aid kit. A power outage isn't just annoying, it's an accident waiting to happen. You're moving around in total darkness, you're lighting candles, handling alternative heat sources, or just tripping over furniture like a fool. Injuries become a when, not an if. And if you don't have a first aid kit ready to go, you're rolling the dice with your health. First, forget those flimsy kits with 4 band-aids and some tape. You need the full arsenal. Bandages, gauze, antiseptic wipes, adhesive tape, tweezers, scissors, burn cream, and pain relievers. Think about whatever could possibly go wrong in the dark and prepare for it. Oh, and for the love of survival, stock extra batteries for your flashlight, because stumbling around blind is how accidents happen in the first place. Here's an underrated tip that most people miss. If you're on prescription meds, keep a stash in the kit. Pharmacies aren't going to be open if the power's out across town. And hospitals, they'll be swamped. If you've got critical medication, don't mess around. Put backups in your kit now. Also, if you have no idea what to do with first aid gear, invest in a manual. Seriously, a little reading can go a long way if you find yourself thinking, what now? What's now? Keep that kit in an easy-to-reach spot, not shoved in a cluttered closet. Emergencies don't come with a warning bell. You need to be ready before it hits the fan. Number 6. Warm blankets and sleeping bags. Here's the thing about power outages. They don't wait for summer. If the temperature drops and your heat is gone, it's a straight shot from being chilly to full-blown hypothermia. You're not tougher than the cold, and don't even think about waiting it out. Without the right prep, freezing conditions will eat you alive. That's why warm blankets and thermal sleeping bags aren't a luxury. They're a necessity. Regular blankets are fine for mild nights, but when it's actually cold, you'll need heavy-duty layers. Thermal sleeping bags are designed to trap your body heat and keep you alive. Look for sleeping bags rated for below freezing temperatures. They're serious lifesavers. Wool blankets? Absolutely. Wool is the ultimate cold weather material. It insulates even when damp, making it perfect for harsh conditions. Pro tip: layer up. Stack sleeping bags and blankets together. It's like creating an insulation fortress. If the room's freezing, grab your family or roommates, huddle in one room, and combine heat. You'll conserve both warmth and resources. This isn't something you want to dig for in a panic. Keep your blankets and sleeping bags somewhere you can grab them instantly. The middle of the night in an icy blackout isn't the time for a scavenger hunt. Think ahead, plan smart, and stay warm, because the cold doesn't care about your excuses. Number 7, water supply. You can go days without food, but not without water, so stop pretending your tap is going to magically work during a blackout. When the power goes out, so do electric pumps for a lot of water services. No water means no drinking, no cooking, no cleaning, no flushing. Sounds pretty grim, right? Here's the rule. 1 gallon of water per person per day. But don't stop there. You've got pets, hot weather, unexpected spills, stock extra. Bottled water is an easy start, but be smart and think longer term. Get proper storage, refillable water containers, or even large tanks. And don't forget portable water filters. If things get bad, you can clean water from streams or lakes. You really want to be that person sipping dirty pond water because you didn't plan ahead? No, you don't. Pro tip: if the outage hasn't hit yet, fill up your bathtub. You'll need that water for flushing toilets and washing up. It's simple, fast, and saves you from running out too quickly. Water isn't just survival, it's basic dignity. Soda apocalypse-proof your supply before you're caught parched and panicked. Number 8, backup power source. Generator. If you think you can Tough it out without any power? You're kidding yourself. A backup power source isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline. Step 1. Get a generator. And no, I don't mean you have to buy the fanciest whole house generator. Unless you want to. There are options for every budget. Small portable models, battery-operated power stations, or solar power setups for the green warriors out there. Gas generators? The classic. They can handle everything from powering your fridge to keeping phone chargers running. Just make sure you're stocked up on fuel. But if you're looking for efficiency and less stress, consider solar-powered generators. These recharge in sunlight, don't require gas, and can seriously save the day during long outages. Some even power essential appliances like CPAP machines or medical devices. A quick safety lecture. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot, use gas generators inside or near your house. Carbon monoxide poisoning isn't heroic, it's dumb. Solar or battery-operated models, by the way, are safe to use indoors. Plan your essentials. Fridge, lights, maybe a few gadgets. And don't overload your generator. Be smart, or prepare to watch all your food rot while you sit in the dark. Number 9. Non-perishable food. Alright, don't be the moron who thinks ramen noodles will get you through a power outage. Sure, they're cheap, but you're going to want better options if you're stuck for days without refrigeration. Non-perishable food isn't just important, it's non-negotiable. Start stacking those canned goods. Soups, stews, veggies, you name it. Don't forget protein-packed options like tuna or beans. But here's the deal. Don't assume your electric can opener will work. Seriously. So grab a manual one and learn how to use it. Want fast energy? Stock up on peanut butter, jerky, and protein bars. These are lifesavers when you're too stressed to cook. If you're feeling adventurous, grab instant oatmeal or dry cereal. They're easy to prep with just water and they won't leave your stomach growling. Pasta and rice? Sure, but only if you've got a portable camping stove to cook them. You're not eating raw pasta, are you? For something sweet, toss in some chocolate or granola bars. When the power's out and morale tanks, trust me, a little sugar will do wonders. Oh, and don't forget dried fruits and nuts. They're a powerhouse of nutrients and take up next to no space. Bottom line, without non-perishable food, you're going to be hangry, tired, and miserable. Plan smart and eat better than some clueless amateur. Number 10, hygiene supplies. Just because the power's out doesn't mean hygiene stops being necessary. Want to get sick because you skipped basic cleanliness? Didn't think so. Running water might not be there for hand washing, brushing your teeth, or flushing the toilet. You've got to prepare for this. Start with the essentials. Stock up on wipes, super versatile. They're super versatile. Use them to clean your face, freshen up, or even wipe down surfaces. Hand sanitizer? Yes, it's a cliche, but it's also crucial. A couple of bottles will go a long way in killing germs when water isn't available. Here's where the gross stuff comes in. Trash bags. Heavy-duty ones. You're gonna need these for waste because garbage pickups might not happen. No water means no flushing, so a bucket with a lid becomes your emergency toilet. Is it glamorous? No. Is it necessary? Definitely. Toilet paper and paper towels. You already know the deal. Stock up because the last thing you want is to search for alternatives. Trust me, leaves are not it. Hygiene supplies keep you comfortable and healthy when everything else feels chaotic. Slack on this and you're not just making a mess, you're creating a health hazard. Prep wisely. Number 11, heat source. Look, if the power goes out and it's freezing outside, you're not just going to tough it out. Without heat, your house can turn into an icebox fast. If you think, oh, I'll just bundle up, think again. Hypothermia doesn't care how optimistic you are. It can set in even indoors if temps dip below 50 degrees. Kids, elderly folks, anyone with health problems, they're even more at risk. You need a backup plan for heating if you're serious about survival. Now, if you don't already own a portable heater, fix that. The Mr. Heater Little Buddy propane heater? Game changer. It's small, runs on propane, and can heat a small room safely. Plus, if you've got 3 propane tanks, that's 18 hours of heat. 18 hours! But don't be stupid about it. Ventilation is key. An indoor propane heater isn't a toy, it's a tool. Always keep a carbon monoxide detector nearby and never, ever fall asleep while it's running. No propane heater? Then you'd better hope you've got a functional fireplace or wood stove. That doesn't mean you start burning random junk or soggy logs. Stockpile dry, seasoned firewood. But here's the kicker. Make sure your chimney or flue is clean and safe to use. You don't need a fire in your house, of the wrong kind. And if you have absolutely zero heating options, first off, shame on you. But fine, grab thermal sleeping bags or emergency blankets. They're designed to trap body heat, even in brutal cold. Layer up, and if you've got family around, huddle together. Your sheer existence can generate enough heat to survive. Here's the bottom line. You won't think warm thoughts your way out of freezing to death. Get a backup heat source, test it, and be ready to roll when the thermometer drops. Your future, non-frozen to death self, will thank you. Number 12. Carbon monoxide detector. If you don't already have a carbon monoxide detector, I've got one question for you. Are you trying to die? Because a power outage isn't just about keeping the lights on. It's about keeping you alive. And when you're firing up propane heaters, gas stoves, or generators, there's a silent killer waiting to strike: carbon monoxide. This gas is invisible, no smell, nothing. By the time you realize it's in the air, you might not even be conscious anymore. And don't kid yourself. It doesn't take much during a blackout. Enclosed spaces plus poor ventilation equals disaster. That's why a carbon monoxide detector isn't optional. It's critical. Here's the deal. Get a battery-powered detector, not one that plugs into a wall, because guess what? No power means no wall plug works. You'll want detectors for any area where you might use a generator, gas stove, or portable heater. This isn't paranoia. It's called not poisoning yourself and everyone else in your house. And no, cracking a window isn't always enough. Installation is dead simple. Instacart is dead simple. Slap it on a wall or ceiling and it does the job. If danger levels spike, it screams at you to ventilate or get out. But, and this is important, check it before winter hits or before you dust off that portable heater. Dead batteries mean a dead detector. A dead detector? Use your imagination. Long story short, you don't want to become a statistic because you didn't think it would happen to you. This is one of the easiest, cheapest ways to stay alive during a blackout. If you ignore everything else on this list, fine. But don't skip the carbon monoxide detector. Seriously, don't be that person. Be alive instead. Number 13, boredom busters. You know what no one likes to talk about when the power dies? The mind-numbing, clock-staring boredom. Sure, at first you'll be scrambling to find flashlights, maybe checking your phone for updates. But then what? Your phone dies. No TV, no internet, nothing. And now you're sitting there, doing not a damn thing. Sorry to break it to you, but boredom leads to frustration, and frustration leads to fights, panic, and unnecessary anxiety. This is where boredom busters save the day. What's the simplest option? Games. Grab a deck of cards, some board games, whatever your family likes. Monopoly, Risk, that kind of thing can eat up hours, especially if your kids are involved. Or hey, break out Scrabble and remind everyone who the real wordsmith in the family is. If you're not a games person, that's fine. Stock up on books or magazines. Losing yourself in a gripping story is the ultimate escape from stressful situations. Paperbacks don't need to be charged, and they don't care if your Wi-Fi is down. But if you're fancy and you've got an e-reader or tablet, download that stuff beforehand. Just make sure it's fully charged. Audiobooks and pre-downloaded movies also deserve an honorable mention. Perfect for when you're too stressed to focus on a book but still want some entertainment. Oh, and don't underestimate a battery-powered radio. It's not glamorous, but tuning into local stations for updates or just listening to music can get your mind out of that funk. The point is, during long power outages, just sitting it out isn't a strategy. Mental health takes a hit when boredom creeps in. Having something, anything, to take your mind off the situation can make a massive difference. Be smart. Keep your brain busy. Trust me, your sanity will thank you. Number 14, manual can opener. All right, this point is embarrassingly basic, but too many people mess it up. You need a manual can opener. Yes, I know you've got an electric one. I don't care. When the power's out, your fancy electric opener is as useful as a brick. Picture this. You've stocked up on all the canned goods, soups, beans, tuna, whatever. You're feeling so prepared, but oh no, the realization hits. You've got no way to actually open them because your electric model is dead. Great, now you're staring at a mountain of food you can't eat. What's the point? Here's the deal. Buy a solid manual can opener, not one of those cheap flimsy ones you find in the discount aisle. Get something that won't snap in half on your first use. The OXO Good Grips manual can opener is a solid bet. Comfortable, reliable, and easy to use, even if your hands are freezing or you're rushing. Pro tip, don't toss it in some random drawer where you'll never find it. Keep it with your canned goods. If you've got kids who love helping, train them to know where it is too. Seconds can matter when you're hangry and trying to feed a house full of stressed humans. And sure, in a real pinch, you can always try to open a can with a knife or multi-tool, but be prepared to slice your hand open in the process. A manual can opener isn't just easier, it's safer. Look, you've already spent time and money stocking those shelves with non-perishables. Don't screw it up by not having the one tool that actually lets you eat them. Number 15, matches or lighters. All right, let's get real here. How are you going to start a fire or light a candle with no matches or lighters? You gonna rub two sticks together in your living room? Doubt it. Matches and lighters are not luxuries. They're bare-bone necessities during a power outage. Yet somehow, people don't think about them until they're fumbling around in total darkness, freezing cold with no way to light anything. Don't be one of those people. Here's why these little tools are a big deal. When the lights go out, candles can be your only light source. Got a propane stove or a fireplace? You'll need fire to warm up or cook. Matches and lighters are what stand between you staying warm or sitting in the cold like a caveman. Now sure, you could grab a pack of your average matches, but do yourself a favor. Go for the waterproof matches or a storm-proof lighter. Regular matches are wimps. Drop them in water and they're useless. And don't even think about trying to light one in the wind. That's why storm-proof lighters exist. They don't give a damn about water or weather. These bad boys are reliable, and when you're in survival mode, reliability is everything. Here's a pro tip. Stash your matches and lighters in waterproof containers so they stay dry no matter what. And don't stuff them in a cluttered drawer where you'll spend 20 minutes hunting for them in an emergency. Keep them in an easy-to-grab spot so you're ready when you need them. Matches and lighters might seem like, oh, I'll figure it out items, but without these, you're stuck in the dark, cold, and possibly hungry. They're tiny, cheap, and life-saving. Always have several lying around. Number 16, manual can opener. Oh, great, you're stocked up on canned food for the storm, the soup, beans, all the non-perishables. But now the power's out, and guess what? Your electric can opener is 100% useless. What now? You gonna smash the cans open with a hammer? Good luck with that. Here's a reality check. A manual can opener is non-negotiable in your emergency kit. Stockpiling canned food is smart. Not having a way to open it is dumb. Hungry and unprepared is not the vibe. A solid manual can opener prevents that disaster. And don't go cheap, all right? None of those flimsy dollar store toys that break halfway through opening your first can. Trust me, you'll want something reliable with a good grip that doesn't feel like it'll snap under pressure. The OXO Good Grips can opener? Perfect choice. Sturdy, smooth, and easy to use, even if your hands are cold or shaky from stress. Here's another gem. Keep your opener with your canned goods. Don't toss it in a random junk drawer alongside dead batteries and broken pins. If you can't find it when you need it, you might as well not own one. A little organization goes a long way when you're hungry and irritated during a power outage. Fair warning. In a pinch, some people use knives or multi-tool to open cans, but that's a recipe for disaster. Unless you want to ruin your hands and your mood, stick with the right tool for the job. Moral of the story? A pantry full of food is useless if you're too careless to remember how to open it. Get a manual can opener. Now, number 17, emergency heat source. Okay, so the power goes out in winter. What's your game plan? Think you'll just pile on some blankets and tough it out? That's adorable. But here's the deal. When the thermometer nosedives, you need a real strategy to stay warm, or you're risking hypothermia, even inside your home. You need an emergency heat source. No excuses. First option? A propane heater. And if you're looking for specifics, get the Mr. Heater Little Buddy. This compact beast makes cold rooms livable, heating up to 225 square feet. With one small propane tank, you've got 6 hours of heat. That's gold during a blackout. But don't get cocky. Propane heaters need ventilation. No fresh air? Congratulations, you've just invited carbon monoxide detector is your best friend if you're using these heaters. That's why a carbon monoxide detector is your best friend if you're using these heaters. If propane isn't your thing, there's always the classic fireplace or wood stove. But guess what? Firewood doesn't magically appear. You need to stockpile seasoned dry logs now. Wet wood and desperation don't mix. Oh, and check your chimney in advance. A blocked flue turns your survival tactic into a smoke-filled nightmare. No propane? No fireplace? Okay, fine. Thermal sleeping bags or emergency blankets are your last line of defense. These aren't your cute fleece throws. They're designed to trap body heat so efficiently you could probably sleep on a glacier and not freeze. Here's the ugly truth. Without a heat source, you're going from cold and miserable to actual danger in no time. Preparing for that isn't optional, it's Survival 101. Get a backup heat source, test it, and secure your lifeline before winter's icy grip makes you regret your procrastination. You've been warned.